Another rocket of a serve, another ace for number 9. The handle for the STU Tommies. Now, right now, they're trying to shift their defense a little bit and give her something different to look at. Received by Morkey. Back row attack coming from, and that one's sailing out the back. Callie is doing a great job of getting STU out of her rotation early on in her serves and really giving her team a chance to just kind of relax and let them make mistakes. Have timeout. And we're back on the court now. STU Tommies just want to talk that over, kind of get out of this service rut. Again, they've changed their backcourt defense to give Callie something different to look at. Another strong serve. Nice hustle from the STU Tommies, but again, just too hot to handle from the... Well received by number 5, coming for the left side. And a huge block for the Rams. It's back over again. Up for Catherine. Coming to the left side. Oh, and just a little bit too far for number 11, Rideout. She just couldn't get her arms up there to catch that ball, but a great run by the Rams. Back to serve. St. Thomas Catherine. First year from Fredericton, New Brunswick. Float serve, up tight at the net. Wilkie gets there. And we'll have a point for the Rams. So the STU Tommies just got a little bit too excited on that block, kind of reached their hands right into the net and unfortunately touched the tape, so that will be a point. Serve is number 2, jersey number. Nice float serve, but just goes a little bit too long. Just made contact with that ball a little bit too far underneath the ball, and it ended up going further out of the court than she wanted to. Back to serve is number Briggs, and she'll get the huge wipe off the block. Allison Briggs, the Plaster Rock Pest. Your Rams' only 4th-year student on this team. Definitely a big spin serve, received well by number 7. Up for the left side is Tip. Great dig by number 1, Molly Marquis. Back row for Rideout. And Rideout finds the back line. I think there was a little bit of a touch on the back row from STU, so great placement and great use of the touch on the back court for Rideout. That was an awesome play coming from all the girls on the Rams side. Another serve from Rideout. Well received by Langtang, coming from the middle. And a huge block from number 6, Allison Briggs. These girls are working the net today. Julia Campbell going to try and change up some plays here. Running the step in the middle, number 8. And that seems to have worked for them. That's a great play coming from again. Briggs. And a huge swing from the right side for Briggs. She may be playing middle today, but that girl can swing from the right side, that's for sure. Now Briggs back to serve. Callie Imricher back in the game. Libero's out. Big float serve from Briggs. Up at the net, and it's over. Pass up for Wilkie. Going back for Imricher. Oh, a big block on the STU side. Again for Wilkie. Up from Marquis. And a huge swing from Marquis. And again, the Tommies just find themselves a little bit too excited at the net. All over the net there. I would also like to point out that Mara McCombs' family is here sporting their tracksuits, doing the wave. We love to see it. Another great serve from Allison Briggs. Just a little tape tickler on that ball. Coming to the left side. Great dig by Rideout. Up for Briggs in the middle. And the STU Tommies get just enough of a piece of that to put it back on the floor on the Rams side. But a great dig by number 11, Ashley Rideout there. Back to serve again is number 5, Lang. She had a little bit of a run earlier in the set. Let's see what happens. A good pass from Rideout. Up for Wilkie. Tip for Imricher. That's received. Coming to the left side. Another Kathleen Boyle. Nice. Oh, and that's a nice serve from number 5. You know, sometimes you don't mean for those to happen, but when they do, it's just a lucky bounce off of the net. Those are very hard to receive on the Rams side. Very hard to read. Another float serve from number 5, and that one floats just too long. Great job of the girls in the white jerseys to follow that ball back to the end line. You always want to make sure that it's going out. Back to serve again is your setter, Catherine Wilkie. Strong float serve. Received by Tommies. Up for the right side. That's a tip. Great block from the Rams. Pass up. And that's a huge hit from Callie Imricher. She's been doing this all game long so far and all season long. She is definitely deserving the recognition she's been getting, not only at the DAL AC, but as well as in the Atlantic region and across the country as Female Athlete of the Week. Oh, and that is a Maddie McGregor. Two very strong middle players on both of these sides here. And McGregor will be back to serve. Float serve, passed well, up for Wilkie. And Imricher wanted to put that one down the line, just turned on it a little bit too much, and it ended up a couple feet outside. Another serve coming from McGregor. It's deep in the back. Help. Marquis swings at it. Great swing out of system. Coming from the left side. A great big block from the Rams. Up to the left side again. Another huge block. Oh, and the STU Tommies are desperate. Great hustle, but they weren't able to bring it back. But, man, the girls are working the net on the Rams side today. Impressive blocking being put on. Those right side blocks are coming from number 9, Imricher, and number 2, Carlisle. Some great hands up there. Serve for Marquis. Beautiful float serve. Rideouts up. The ball is down. Received by Morkey. Just tried to roll that ball right over top of the blocker's hands, but just didn't get enough sauce on it, so it just falls a little bit short of the net, but that is a good idea for a play, but the Rams were all over that. Marquis for another serve. And that ball, again, just floats a little bit too far outside. These float serves are hard to judge and they're hard to receive, but they are very hard to keep in the court. They're floating all over the place. Sometimes they just float the wrong direction. Okay, substitution coming in for the St. Thomas Tommy. McDonald, Julie Campbell, PEI. I saw her parents and her sister come in today. Great receive by Marquis. Up for Rideout, and that ball is out. Way to use the hands. Rideout has a big block in front of her, but definitely made use of those hands, swiping the ball off of them and out of the court for a Rams point. Imricher back to serve. Back on the court, number 6, Briggs. Another good float serve from Imiker, passed by Morkey, up by Boyle. Number 2, Megan, received greatly by the middle and the back row. Got some scramble plays up here. Oh, and number 2, Carlisle was just a little bit too excited at the net, tried to dunk it back over, but dunked it a little too hard, and it ended up on the Rams side of the court, but that was a good play. Some great action here. We had number 7, Boyle, back to serve for the Tommies. Received well, up for Briggs. And Briggs with the great cross-court attack out of the kind of no man's land between the middle and the left side, just going off the libero's hands. Carlisle again back to serve. And again, just one of those float serves that kind of floated a little bit too far one way. Ends up out the back of the court, so that is this STU Tommies point. It's 24-18. Rams need one more point. Received by Marquis. Wilkie's there. Free ball by Marquis. Set up for the left side. With a huge line shot right in front of the libero. That ball's a tough one to receive. Not much you can do about it there. Just try and get under it. Great save by Rideout. Free ball by Marquis. And tipped by number 8, McGregor. McGregor had the open floor and just took advantage of it. So Rams coach Carrie Peck just wants to talk things over with her girls, kind of calm everybody down a little bit. 24-20 for your DAL AC Rams. Teams are back on the court, 24-20. Nice float serve, received by Rideout, up at the net. Roll shot, up by Marquis, Wilkie. Big hit from Rideout off the block. Set out to the left side, coming tip. Up by LeBreau. Set for Rideout again. That one's off the hands. In the middle for McGregor, roll shot. McGregor finds some open floor. The Rams were expecting it to go one way, I think, and it ended up going the other way. It was a tricky ball. To end off this set. A little bit right there at the end of the set, but Rams pull it off 25-21. They'll switch sides, and we will be right back. And teams are back on the court. I don't see any lineup changes for either the Rams or the Tommies, so we're going to keep the same lineups and see what happens this set. Very close set last set, so we didn't expect any lineup changes from either side. As I mentioned, you have to switch sides. Tommies on the left of your screen, and the Rams will be on the right. Start. Well, that's deep. Received by Carlisle. Good receive on the back line. And again, Tommy on the definitely a lot of touches that they want to rack up some points here. Some unforced errors. Serve from Wilkie, deep. Received back from Langtang. Across line dig, well received. Back up again. Here comes Ride out. Set for Marquis. Tip for Marquis. Setter's out. Set by the libero. Tip again from Langtang. And that'll be a point for your Rams. So this is a very... The player wearing the opposite color jersey cannot actually receive the ball with their hands. So volley the ball in front of the attack line. So Markey just got caught there a little bit tighter to the net than she thought she was. On a good reception. A little bit of communication error there. A great reception on that line. Deep ball, and that ball is out. Good follow by libero for the Rams side. Just want to make sure that ball is actually going out and you're not watching it fly in backcourt. Serve from one, Marquis. Great reception set up for McGregor. Ball is received by the setter, set by the libero. Boyle, big swing down the line, a great dig by now. Up again, a strong cross-court shot. Great work on both sides. Digs on the line there by Rhines and some powerful swings coming from both front courts. Up by Wilkie. Too hot to handle. Back to serve for the Rams is 9, Callie Emmerker. Number 6, Briggs back into the game. Deep float by Emmerker. Great serve. Up for the setter. Danica Godin. Up. Up for ride out. Blocked again. Great block on the right side by the Tommies. The Rams will want to get in a little bit further underneath their players and help them out and cover them a little bit better. They do have some very large blocks in front of them. Number 10. Float serve, great reception by Marquis. Up for Carlisle. Set by the libero, Boyle. And another big cross. For a first-year player here for the Tommies. Again. Right into the net. They're going to look to use this ball. We'll have Carlisle to serve for the Rams. A deep float serve. Oh. Those deep float serves are killer. Serve. Another great float serve. Tommy's get it over. Receive back for Rick. Huge. but just right into the hands easily. We'll just escape as well. Back to ride out. And Markey. Too far outside and ends up hitting that antenna on the outsides of the volleyball net, which is a no-no in the game of volleyball. So that ball is called out. Point for the STU Tommies. Go down to serve again. Another great reception from Marquis. Coming left to Marquis again. She'll tip that deep. Receive by Boyle. Tip again. Deep tip. A little bit farther than Ashley Rideout thought it was going. It does end up inside the court, so that'll be a point for the Tommies. Tommies looking to continue. Control 10% right. Serve from Briggs, deep float serve, and that one will float just a little bit. Deep ball. So Briggs will check out, and back in is Maya Lebro, number 16. And Libero, I'm going to get the serve, received by Rideout. Set up for Marquis. Backcourt Boyle, touch off the block. Set up for Marquis again, blocked again. Tip from Wilkie, setters out to the left side for Langtang. Going line, great dig. It's a great rally coming from Carlisle. Sent over by the Tommies, it's deep. Dug by Lebro for backcourt for Carlisle. The roll, deep roll, Boyle for Campbell. For McGregor, great dig by Rideout, saved by Marquis. Rally, Carlisle looked to put that free ball, but unfortunately turned on it just a little bit too much and it goes out the side. But great rally from both sides here. As I said earlier, these are two very evenly matched teams, both sitting around the middle of the standings in the league. It's a great game. Off the arms of Rideout, great save by Marquis. Free ball put over by Lebro. Boyle for Campbell, tip. Carlisle's there for the middle for Immerker. And Immerker with the hand. Impressive. One blocker took advantage of it. And a great save in the backcourt by Marquis to make it all possible. Floats from Will. Side. Big cross-court ball. Just goes off the arms of Marquis. Cross-court to receive. Received by Lebro. Wilkie to Immerker on the left side. Blocked. Lebro again. Wilkie to Marquis on the left side. Blocked again. Received by... Up for Marquis. And free roll coming from the STU Tommies. And great point by the DAL AC Rams. Blocked a couple times in a row by the big STU Tommies front court. But digging deep were the Rams begun to cover these balls a little bit better and support their hitters. Great point by the Rams. Marquis with the serve. Great float serve, very flat serve. Out for the left side on Boyle, cross court. That ball just go a little bit outside. I think the set was a little bit too far for her. She kind of got off balance trying to hit that one and near fell into the scorer's table. From Boyle, but again, just too far outside. Marquis with the serve again. Another good float ball, but again, just a little bit too hot out of her hand. Just floated a little bit too far, but a great serve. Libero switch again. Rams will look to get this point. McGregor deep, received by Marquis. Up for the left for Ride Out down the line. Great swing by Ride Out. That's a beautiful line placement. The balls are tough to receive. Not much the Tommies could have done about that one. Was putting on a clinic today. Great serve. He's just no man's land on the Rams. Up by Marquis. Like that, you want to use them, and the Rams are definitely capitalizing on this today. Carlisle off a big swing, back to serve. Great serve by Carlisle, kind of a knuckleball off the side of her hand. Marquis tight to the net. Float serve deep and out of bounds. And again, a great follow by number 2, Carlisle. Serve for the Rams from Ride Out. Tang, great line defense on Rhines. But a bit too hot to handle, but placement on the Liberos. Like I said before, service is one of the most important parts of the game. It's definitely showing here today with the back and forth. Flow from Briggs, deep ball. Goes off from the Tommies. Carlisle up for Wilkie. That one's going to Immerker. That ball was out off the block, but unfortunately just landing on the line. So Immerker trying for that little tip off the block, but received by Ride Out. Out for Marquis. Received by Lebro. Up for Wilkie. Coming back court. Free ball from Lebro. A little bit of miscommunication. Up for the hands. Saves that ball. Dig by Lebro. Wilkie's up. Push over her. Set out for Lang again. Again down the line with Lebro. Coming for the middle. Swing from Immerker off the block. Up. Swing from the backcourt. Out for the left side from Marquis. She'll roll that down the line. Boyle. Monroe to McGregor. Ball, but great rally from these two teams. That was an impressive rally with a lot of great points. Received by Marquis, high up on her chest. Free ball over by LeBreau. Up for Monroe. Rams just the block there. They were off the net and out of system a little bit. So Carrie Peck can call a timeout, just looking to have a conversation with the girls. It's currently 20-15 for the Tommies. Just looking to talk things over a little bit. McDonald with the float serve, received by Rideout. Calling help was Wilkie. Marquis, free ball by LeBreau. Pass by Little Barrow, up for Monroe, out to the left side. Line swing for and just a little bit too high. Barrow on the Rams side. That was a great swing. Not much you can do about that. Ball goes up. Float serve, received by LeBreau, set up by Catherine Wilkie. Sent over by Molly Marquis, very deep. Up for Langtang, huge block. Huge Ali Imriker. And she knows that the Rams needed that point. More subs for the Tommies. Megan McDonald is out. Serve from Catherine Wilkie. And again, another serve, just catching a little bit too much of the net tape. Big deep serve off the arms of LeBreau. Just a little too deep, caught her a little bit too high up on her arms. Give her a little encouragement. Float serve. With another deep float serve. A couple of points off of LeBreau, so the Rams will change things up a little bit, give her something to look at. Deep float off of Rideout. LeBreau's there to bring it back. Free ball going over by Marquis. Up for Campbell. Right side. Roll from Horton. Just a little bit too short again. You want to try and get those balls as short as you possibly can on that roll, and unfortunately sometimes you just don't put enough heat on it and it ends up on your side of the court. Now here comes Marquis with the serve. Another short serve. So that'll end your 25-17 for the Tommies. Really great rallies and really great points from both of these teams, but both sides' coaches will definitely be commenting in this little break, I do believe, on missed serves and just some missed opportunities. Just a little bit of house cleaning on the court to and have another close set. third set action. Briggs serving for the Rams. Receive. Out for Horton, up by Rideout. Wilkie gets there, out to Marquis. That cross-court ball to save that set, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too far out there for her. So Tommy's serve is Boyle. Deep float by Boyle. And that ball will land just inside the baseline. Tough call for the Rams, but great placement by Boyle. Those deep serves, again, very tough to receive. You got to watch them and make sure they're going out. Another serve by Boyle. Deep float again. Rideout receives this one. Out to Marquis. Marquis high and looking for hands, just doesn't find them. Reception by LeBreau, up for Wilkie, outside for Marquis. Line shot, received by Boyle. Out for Langtang, tight and huge ball down the line by Langtang, just inside the Rams blockers. LeBreau was almost there for that ball, just didn't quite get there. One more step. Another serve for Boyle. And a deep float serve again, reception by Marquis. Big swing by Immiker. And again, using that big block in front of her. Service for the Rams is Wilkie. Float serve. Up by Morkey. Campbell on her knees. Another great line shot by Langtang. The second year left side is definitely swinging. Rams looking to take this one back. Float by McGregor. Deep ball. Great reception by LeBreau. Out to Immiker. So one line judge thought that ball went out, but the other one says no. There was a touch on that ball. Tommy's touched it. So that is a point for the Rams. A great swing and another use of those hands in front of them. Marquis with the float serve. Great float and an ace for Marquis. That ball sunk like a rock in the water. Great serve by Marquis. Serve for Marquis. Up by Morkey. Campbell to Horton. Big cross swing. Setters out. Set up by Libero. Up for Rideout. Tight to the net. And a great swing for Rideout. A couple great points and the Rams are almost backed up tied. 5-4 for the Tommies. Marquis with another float serve. Up for Horton. And that one will just catch a little bit of the tape and drop in front of Carlisle. So that point will be back for the Tommies. Tommies. Float serve. Rideout. Carlisle saves that ball. Swing by Marquis. Deep. Campbell up for Langtang. Cross court. Marquis digs that again. That ball right back at Marquis, but unfortunately it's just a little bit too far over her head. Tommies can't bring it back, and point for the Rams. Ace for the rookie from Manitoba. That one goes off of the Tommies. Boyle. We have another substitution for the Tommies. From Immiker right to the new player in. And just reaches those arms up, gets right out beside the Rams block, and just a little bit too tight for the reception. Wilkie, ride out, swing cross. Out for number 4. Blocked by the Rams. Tip. That was a great block by the Rams, but they just weren't expecting that ball to come back as quick as it did. Point for the Tom. Deep float. Coming back court for Marquis. Roll shot. In for the libero. Tip by Godin. Little saves that. Roll over by the setter. Blocked by the Rams. Up for Little. Blocked by the Rams. And the Tommies will try to bring that back with a hand, a foot, anything. But unfortunately, there was no saving that ball. So point for your Rams. Back to serve is number 2, Carlisle. Deep flow from Carlisle. And again, just floats a little bit too long. Definitely wanting to get on top of that ball a little bit more and have it float downwards instead of upwards and out. It's point for the Tommies. Back to serve is Godin. Deep float. Lebreau on the floor for that one. Backcourt for Marquis. Roll shot into Langtang. Campbell sets it up for Little. Cross court. Marquis again. Briggs with the deep shot out of system. Great play by the Rams. The pass from Marquis up for Wilkie. And a great swing by Allison Briggs. A little bit off and behind her shoulder, but gets that ball back in the court. Ride out with the serve. Flow from Rideout to Langtang. Up for Campbell. Middle for McGregor. Reception by Carlisle. Great dig. Right side for again, Carlisle on the floor. Tip from Wilkie. Set out for Little to the left side. And a great point by the Rams. Never say die on that ball. Great point by Carlisle to keep that ball off the floor. 4 touches for the Tommies. Little will be out and Boyle is back in. Another float serve for Rideout. Up for Campbell to Boyle. And a big swing again from Boyle. A little bit inside of the Rams block. Point for the Tommies. Back. Campbell up to Wilkie. Left side for Marquis. And a big cross-court hammer from Marquis. That quick left side set for Marquis all day long. Great point to get right outside the Tommies block. Back to serve for Briggs. And that ball, again, unfortunately, just catching a little bit too much of the net. And Briggs knows it. Boyle back to serve for the Tommies. Float serve, pass up by Marquis, a little bit out of system. Wilkie's there to Marquis again for a sharp cross court, but unfortunately just a little bit far outside, but that's a great spot to try for Marquis. And we know she can hit it. 12-10 for the Tommies. Rams look to take this point back. Float serve from Boyle. Lebreau up to Wilkie, a little bit tight. Wilkie trying to dunk that ball over the net. Nothing else she could have done, but a big block from the left side blocker for the Tommies. Again, not much she can do with those tight balls. You just want to pass it a little bit off the net. Some of these serves, though, very hard to receive in the right spot. And a short serve from Boyle kind of hit the hand of one of her teammates up at the net. Serving has been the name of this game. To serve for the Rams. Nice float serve. And an ace for the Rams, just got underneath the hand of one of the Tommies players. Wilkie with another float. To the right side for Horton. She'll push that deep. Rhines with the pass. To the middle for Immiker. And again, Callie Immiker putting on a clinic in the front court today. Finding holes on the court that we don't even know are there. Pass up by Morkey. Set for McGregor. Great reception by Marquis. Setters out. Out to Marquis. Roll shot line. And Marquis puts it to the floor off the blockers. That's a great point from the Rams. Kind of a scrambly point on both sides, but great to get that point back. Again, Wilkie on the serve. I think Rhines was just expecting it to come a little bit deep. Ball hit the tape of the net and just kind of trickled in front of her. McGregor serving for the Tommies. Float serve, easily received. Up for Immiker. Big swing off of the blockers in front of her for Immiker. Again, great use of the hands by the Rams. There's some very tall front row girls on this Tommies team, and they're just using the hands in front of them, taking it to their advantage. Marquis with the float serve. Up for Horton. That one went off the block of the Rams and down in front of Wilkie. We're all tied up at 15-15 in this third set. Some great action from both sides. We have Riley Horton back to serve. Float serve, and again, catching too much of the tape and going down on the Tommies side, so point for the Rams. From Immiker, up for Campbell, out to the left side for Langtang. And she's just wreaking havoc on this Rams defense. Some very good swings coming from the left side from Langtang. Tied up again, 16-16. Deep float serve, Molly Marquis up for Briggs. And deep and off of hands and off of libero and out. A great swing from Briggs. We have substitution coming in for the Rams. And deep serve for spin. Up for Boyle, off the hands. Brought back into the court. Briggs will send it over, free ball. Up for Campbell. Going to go down on the right side. Big block for Ashley Rideout. Out to the left side, Boyle. And that one goes off the tape antenna. And that's a point for the Rams. Again, just another unforced error for the Tommies. Coach wants to talk it over. Get everybody's thoughts collected a little bit. It's 18-16, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back on the court. 18-16 for your Rams. Back to serve is number 18. Float serve. Off of Langtang into the middle. Tip from Godin. Just falls in front of Marquis. Substitution again for the Rams. Carlisle is back in. Spin is back out. Some clutch serving there. Spin. Serve coming from the Tommies from Godin. Short serve. And again, an unfortunate, unforced error from the Tommies. coach shakes his head in disbelief, kind of rubs his head a little bit. Serving will definitely be on the agenda next practice. Serve from right out. Another kind of float spin serve combo. Up for Marquis. Off the block. Up by Morkey. Out to the left side. Boyle looking for that sharp cross-court shot, and she gets it, just barely catching the line on that side. Rams look a little bit confused. Thought it might have been out, but line official says nope, that was in. Carrie Peck looking to toss the ball over to the ball people here, but accidentally hits her player. Everything's okay though, they're laughing. Up for Briggs. Briggs looking for hands there on the right side attack, but just doesn't find them. That's a good run by Wilkie though, looking to change the offense up a little bit, surprise the Tommies. Campbell back to serve again. Deep float. Right out with the great reception. Up for Briggs. And again, she goes to tip the ball and just rolls off the back of her fingers. Tried to put the ball a little bit too short there. She knows it. She's shaking her head. She's got the next one. Campbell again to serve. Deep float. LeBreau, great reception. Out for Marquis. Marquis off the block. And that is a big block from the Tommies. The Tommies are loving that one. Marquis laughing too. She knows what she's got to do next. Back up for Campbell. Another great reception on the Rams side. Briggs, cross-court shot, and she will find the back line this time. Bringing the Rams back a point after that big, exciting block for the Tommies. We're still tight, folks, at 21-20 for the Tommies. Briggs back to serve for the Rams. Float ball off of Boyle into no man's land. This will be coming free from Lang Tang. Briggs passes up for Wilkie to Immiker. Off the block. Carlisle brings that ball back from the dead, but unfortunately just goes the wrong way. Rams can't bring it back, but a great cover by Carlisle. That's a big block in front of Immiker. They're starting to pick up on Immiker's plays, so she'll have to find another one to try and get a hole in these blockers. Boyle back to serve. Float serve, Marquis. Wilkie for back row attack from Rideout. Big swing from Rideout. That one's off the net. Going to Langtang on the left side. Great gift by LeBreau. Just goes off her hands a little bit the wrong way, but great reception by LeBreau. Great try on that one. This time Carrie Peck wants to talk things over. It'd be timeout for the Rams. Just get everybody's thoughts collected. It's 23-20, down to the wire. We'll be right back. We're back off the timeout, down to the wire here, 23-20 for the Tommies. Boyle back to serve. Rams looking to take this back. Float serve. Reception by Rideout. Into the middle for Immiker, a little bit too high for her. She punches that one over. Coming to the left side. That one's down the line. LeBreau with the save, and Immiker with the one hand. It's coming up for Horton. And that one just getting through the Rams block, but great saves by both LeBreau and Immiker there to keep the ball alive. But again, point for the Tommies. Boyle back to serve. It's a floaty, deep. Wilkie up, whatever she can do. McGregor puts that up for Campbell. Great dig by LeBreau. LeBreau will take Johnson. LeBreau will bring this one back into the court. Free ball coming from Rideout. Pass up to Campbell, coming middle. McGregor, tip, and that ball will be out. She was looking for that open spot on the court where the setter should be, or where the setter would be, but just turns on it a little bit too far, and that one goes out the side of the court. So point for your Rams, 24-21 for the Tommies. Wilkie with the serve. Great float serve up by Morkey. Out to Melanson. Swing. That one will get around the Rams block and just again into no man's land for the Rams. So your Tommies will take that set, 25-21. Again, very close set by these teams. Just want to do a little bit of house cleaning between these sets, bring things back, and your Rams will look to take the fourth set. We'll be right back. We're back for your fourth set action here. Tommies have taken 2, the Rams have taken 1. Some great action on both sides of the court here. The Tommies have sent in a new libero, number 1, Jasmine Warrington, first-year player from Harvey, New Brunswick. And to start us off, I'll have 14, Julia Campbell to serve. Pass up. Wilkie to Immerker. And Wilkie caught on the net there. The pass was just a little bit too tight. Not much she could have done there. Tried to save it, but ended up on the net, so that'll be a point for your Tommies. Campbell with the float serve. Deep float. Received well by Ashley Rideout with her hands. Roll shot from Marquis into the middle of the court. Hustle. Free ball from Boyle. Rideout up to Wilkie. To Immerker. And again with the huge hit from Immerker. Just around those Tommies blockers. Number 6, Immerker, making the middle look easy. Float serve from Catherine Wilkie. Up for Campbell. Out to Horton. Cross swing. Rideout. Wilkie out for Marquis. Cross swing for Marquis. Deep ball. Langtang will try and bring that ball back. That ball just gets a little bit wild on the Tommies. Great swing from Molly Marquis. She's swinging with some power today. Another serve for Wilkie. Float serve, short ball. That one's over the net. Marquis kind of punches that one over. Morkey goes out for Horton, roll shot. Cross court, Marquis with the hammer. That's way out for Horton again. Tries to bring that one back and punch it through, but goes outside the antenna, and that ball will be called out. Wilkie with the serve to Boyle. Campbell up for Horton. Touch off the block for the Rams. LeBreau to Wilkie. Out for Marquis again. Cross swing, and again a great cross shot from Molly Marquis. Marquis is bringing some power on those cross shots from the left side. Float from Wilkie. Up for McGregor. Oh, and it just, Rams were just a little bit too far off the net for that one. Off the hands and down in front of Imriker. That would have been a huge block if she was a little bit tighter. Point for your Tommies. Boyle back to serve. We float serve from Boyle. Wilkie up for Imriker. Tip from Imriker on the left side. Libero number 1 tries to set that ball, but just gets a little bit too much spin off of her hands. Called as a double touch by the head official. Point back for the Rams. Number 1, Marquis, back to serve again. Float for Marquis, off the net, off of Morkey. Right side, Horton, and that one will go way out the back of the court. A little bit of an out-of-system play there for the Tommies, and just couldn't quite bring it back was Horton. Point for the Rams. Marquis again looking for this deep little float serve. Very strong serve for Marquis. Set for the right side. That'll be a tip. And Rideout is there to put the ball back. Pass was too tight, and Rideout put it back down for the Tommies. Point Rams. Marquis back to serve again. Float for Marquis. Looking for that flat serve. Just ended up hitting too much of the tape again. Ball's down on the Rams side, back to the STU Tommies. Number 8, McGregor, going back to serve. Float serve from McGregor, short serve. Rams thought that ball was up, very short serve coming from McGregor. Head officials call it down. Great attempt by LeBreau, just needs to get a little bit further underneath the ball. McGregor on the serve. Float serve from McGregor again. Great reception by LeBreau. In for Imriker. Off the net, off the hands, and out the side of the court. Again, great use of the hands by the Rams here today. You can't go through them. You got to go around them or into them and off of them. Float serve from Imriker. Imriker with her height will just catch a little bit too much of the top of that ball and send it down into the net. So that'll be a point for the Tommies. Back to serve is Horton. Float serve from Horton, that's deep. Girls follow it, and that ball will be out. Again on those float serves. A little bit hard to control on that deep one, whether it's going to be in the line or outside the line. Rams serving, Carlisle. Float serve from Carlisle. Again, another deep serve, but just outside of the line. Both teams are going to want to clean up some service here. Back to serve, number 5 is Lang Tang, who has been quite consistent this game. Float from Lang Tang, up by Marquis. Wilkie sets out to Rideout. Wilkie called for the double touch, just didn't quite get underneath the ball enough. Lang Tang again to serve for the Tommies. Float serve. Marquis up for Wilkie, out for Rideout. Big swing by Rideout off the block. Up by Briggs. Wilkie back for Rideout again. Swing down the line. Campbell puts it up. Roll from Boyle. Rideout again receives this ball. Out for Rideout on the left side, tight. And Rideout again, going for the line, makes use of those hands and off the side of the Tommies and out the court. Some great scramble plays on both these teams. Rideout back to serve for the Rams. 10-7 for the Rams. Short flow from Rideout, received by the middle. Up for Horton in the backcourt. LeBreau for Wilkie, that's tight. Block back by the Tommies. Wilkie, Rideout will free that ball over. Set out for Boyle. Big swing down the line for number 7, Boyle from the Tommies. Again, that ball is very hard to receive on the line for number 16, LeBreau in the black sweater. Danica Godin back to serve. Well received by Rideout. Out for Marquis, a little bit too short. Up for Campbell, out to the left side for Boyle again. Making use of that line shot while she has a tough ball to receive. These are great swings coming from number 7 in green. Rams are gonna wanna try and get a blocker on that ball for sure. Godin again. Up for LeBreau, that ball's over. Campbell, dump. And Campbell faked out the whole Rams team on that point. Didn't see that one coming. We're all tied up at 10-10. Tommy's going on a bit of a run here. Float serve from Godin. LeBreau, just off of LeBreau's hands. Nothing the Rams could have done to bring that ball back. Rams come together in the center of the court just to talk things over, take a little breath, collect their thoughts. Godin again with the serve. Float serve. Marquis up for Wilkie. Coming left side for Marquis again. Big swing for Marquis off the net. Campbell out for Horton. Swing off the net. Wilkie puts that one out for Marquis. A little bit off balance. Marquis puts that one into the net. Godin still serving for the Tommies. Float serve off the tape. Up for Briggs. Off the net. That's back row for Horton. Off the block. Received by Carlisle. Tip by Wilkie. Swing by Campbell. Up by Rideout. Wilkie out to Marquis. Marquis off the block. Out of system again. It's Boyle. Rideout with the huge dig in the backcourt. Marquis saves that ball. A little bit of miscommunication. Coming for the step for McGregor. Off the... Yeah, Tommy's thought that one was off at the Rams block, but that was actually off the top of the tape. So Rams, while their block was there, didn't get a hand on it. 4 touches for the Tommies. Point Rams, back to serve is Allison Briggs. Float from Briggs. Deep court, Campbell up for Boyle again. And again, Boyle just making use of that left side attack. Rams are definitely going to want to key on her when she's in the front court here. Campbell back to serve. Float serve deep. Rideout up for Wilkie. Out for Marquis again. Marquis with a big swing. Campbell out for Boyle. And a good touch on that one by the Rams, trying to get a hand or a block on that ball. Anything that'll slow that ball down. Number 9, Imiker, just didn't quite get over the net as far as she should have, but a great touch on that block. Campbell with the serve again. Floaty. Marquis up for Wilkie. Middle. And Marquis. Just a little bit too much on that ball. Looking for some high hands, I do believe, but just didn't find any. A little bit outside. So back to serve again for the Tommies. Float serve deep. Rams thought that one was going out, just a little bit of miscommunication. Carlisle thought it was going in, just tried to receive it. Last minute, didn't quite get underneath it. So Carrie Peck's going to take a timeout. It is 16-11 for the Tommies, and everybody's just going to take a breath, get some water, and have a conversation. Come back on the court after that timeout. Campbell back to serve. Onto the hands of Marquis. Marquis in a swing. Immerker puts that ball back quick off the block. Out for Boyle again. Big swing, touch off the block. That's a great touch off the block, but unfortunately just not quick enough to quite get out to that ball. Rams are starting to get their blocks out there, though. Campbell's going to serve again for the Tommies. Deep float. Nice hands on ride out. Out for Marquis again. Big swing off the hands of the Tommies for Marquis, and she knows it. That's a great point for the Rams. Needed that now. Currently 17-12 for the Tommies. Wilkie is back to serve for the Rams. I also had a request for a shout-out from Sean McDonald, Bethany McDonald, and Callie McDonald, all of Megan McDonald from the Tommies family. They are here in attendance today. I had the chance to play with Callie a lot over the years in high school, so it's great to see them out. Horton will try to put that one deep in the corner and trick up the Rams, but just a little bit too far. So that'll be point for the Rams. Wilkie back to serve again. 17-13. Float from Wilkie. Great serve. Pass up. Great hustle from Campbell. Roll shot from Horton. Out for Marquis. Roll shot again. Up for Campbell. Coming right side for Boyle. Great reception off of LeBreau. Way to get hands on that. Into the middle for McGregor. Block from the middle. Free ball from the Tommies. Some great rustle. Middle for Immerker. And Immerker puts that ball away. Good night. Immerker said, no more of this scramble stuff. I just want to hit the ball. Serve from Wilkie. Float. Off the net. Set by Boyle. Out for Horton. Cross shot. Reception from Rideout. Out for the left side. Molly Marquis making use of those hands again. Couple points off of this timeout. And another timeout called by the STU Tommies coach. Rams have gotten a little bit of momentum back, so the Tommies just want to talk it over again and say, no, we want the momentum back again. It is 17-15 for the Tommies. Back on the court, Wilkie to serve. Float serve, up by Morkey, deep in the court. Campbell gets there. Horton with the swing. Rideout again with a great dig. Up for Immerker. Immerker puts the ball down off the shoulder of Morkey. Almost hit her in the head, but brave play by Morkey, just trying to get that ball up. That's a quick ball, and you never want to see it hit anybody's head, so glad that went off her shoulder. Boyle up for Campbell. Middle for McGregor. Touch up by Rideout. Molly gets there. Free ball put over by LeBreau. Up for Campbell. Coming to McGregor again. Tip. Rideout almost there again, but doesn't quite get there. That's a good spot for McGregor, but some great defensive plays by number 11, Rideout in the white. Serve goes back to the Tommies. They lead 18-16. Boyle with the serve. Deep float. Reception by Rideout. Out for Immerker. Big cross swing for Immerker. Ball is put back over by Marquis. Great save on the Rams side. Hustle from Campbell. Backcourt from Boyle. That backcourt shot just gets in between Wilkie and LeBreau. A little bit of a communication error on that ball. That was a you take it, I take it kind of play. Tommy's with the point. Boyle back to serve again. Deep float. Rideout with another pass. Tipped over by Wilkie. Just a little bit too tight for her. She tried to do what she could with it, but again, just a little bit too tight off the pass. Called on the net. Point to the Tommies. Tommies lead 20-16. Rams looking to get this ball back. Float from Boyle. And McGregor making use of that party ball right off the serve. Not much the Rams can do for that point either. Just a little bit too hot off of the arms of Rideout. Carrie Peck feeling the energy change on her side again. Just wanted to take another timeout. Second of the set. Talk things over. 21-16 Tommies. Boyle back to serve again. Deep float. Little tape tickler for Boyle, just a little bit unexpected for Carlisle, just goes off of her hands. She'll shake that off, looking for the next point. Rams pull their defense up a little bit. Another serve from Boyle. Float serve. That one is deep and out of the court. That one was a close one, but lucky ball for the Rams. So they will get the serve back. 17 serving 22. Ball will go to Marley Marquis for the serve, number 1. Deep float, off the libero, deep court, set by Horton. Roll shot from the back court from Boyle. Hit the hands of Wilkie and just trickled down in front of her. It was a little too quick for Wilkie to get her hands on. Some strong attacks from the Boyle. Float serve from McGregor, that's deep. And that ball goes over the head of Marquis and in. I think she thought that ball was going to just float out the back of the court. Unfortunately sunk at the last minute, so that one will be a point for the Tommies. 24-17. Float serve from McGregor. Ride out up to Wilkie for Immaker in the middle. Great touch by the Tommies. They bring that ball back. Free ball. Carlisle up for Wilkie off the net. For Ride out. Roll ball. Campbell to the backcourt for Boyle. And a huge, huge block in the middle coming from Immaker and Rideout. The Rams definitely needed that point. No better time for a stuff block. Immaker's back to serve again. Rams looking to go on a run. Float from Immaker. Tight to the net. Blocked by Carlisle. Rolled over. Rolled over by Horton. And the Tommies take the set and the match. So the Tommies will take this match 3-1. A great game played by both teams. Again, two very evenly matched teams. A lot of back and forth. A few unforced errors here and there, but some great competition by both teams. This will be the last Rams home game of the semester. They have one game left tomorrow evening at University of King's College against the Blue Devils in Halifax. So tune into their YouTube channel for that game. And thanks for a great afternoon at the Langella Athletic Center.